Hey, don't you love Sunday? Man, nowadays, every day we can do Sunday. So the 49ers produce more things to talk about and do. It's been kind of quiet around Santa Clara, but it ain't going to get quiet now. I got your favorite dude and mine, the ever passionate Dre is about to lay out that mock draft. Dre!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been a long
Ooh,
time
this is
coming,
this is gonna
bro.
be too
I'm
much
happy
fun.
you allowed me to be on this platform.
Hey, Dre, boy, I tell you what, I knew we was gonna get you in here soon. I just didn't figure out which week, but now we got you. Now, fam, if you got
Yeah,
a
bro.
question for Dre as he lays out his mock draft, remember, so we can find it real quickly on the chat, it's Q, hashtag Q, and then your question, we'll see that right away. Hashtag Q, put that question down there. And also, we're going to open the phone. If you want to talk to Dre directly, we'll provide that as well. All right. Dre, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. It's a beautiful day in the Northwest. I live out here in Portland, Oregon, man. So we deal with a lot of snow and a lot of rain, man. But it's a beautiful 70-degree weather day, man. Uh,
Ooh.
just staying out the way, bro, staying clean and prayed up and uh, just staying out the way, bro. Trying to get through this tough time.
Oh, so true. And everybody, I don't know if everybody remembers today's Easter Sunday, but it's
Yeah,
just,
man.
we're so entwined in the misery. Gosh, it'll
Yeah,
get better.
yeah,
It's got to.
yeah, man.
Ah, man, we got a virtual draft coming up. So you know what? What you see Dre doing is a lot like what you're going to see on the 23rd.
Hey,
Same thing.
this is
People
what we're
sit
gonna see, bro.
Yes, people sitting up in the house calling out names. I can't. I can already see a glitch coming up, right? Jay,
Yeah, man.
Jay,
Yeah,
Jay,
it's
Jay, Jay,
gonna
Jay,
be
you got
crazy.
you ain't gonna blow no smoke while you're doing this, sorry. You look awfully
Oh no, no,
comfortable
no.
though.
That's not marijuana. That's not marijuana. This is vape. This is not marijuana. It's a vape. It's
it's
THC.
so,
It's no
it's
THC,
okay
man.
as long as it doesn't
Yeah,
cloud, as long
yeah,
as it doesn't cloud the screen. All right,
yeah,
Dre.
yeah. My bad, bro.
No,
All right.
no problem, Prem. All right, you ready?
All
And
right.
it's now.
Yes, sir.
Dre is on the clock. Dre, run it.
All right, man. So, with the 13th pick in the 2020 draft, there's been a lot of people saying that we need a defensive tackle. I'm not necessarily with that. If you watch film and you're a true football guy like I am, there are a lot of games where DeForest Buckner he didn't have as big as an impact as we thought he would have. He was also surrounded by three, I would say top
Henchman.
15 guys on the line. Yeah, man, and he just didn't have a big impact, and I don't think it's going to have a huge impact on our team, like we think it's going to be without him. And in the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs they played both of their safeties in the box the whole game. Besides for I think it was about 12 total plays. That means that they weren't scared of our speed. Uh, a lot of people already know where I'm going to go with the 13th pick. I'm going to select Henry Ruggs the third. Henry Ruggs the third. He runs a 4.27. He's 6 foot
Yeah.
192. And look at this, Rombo. In his career, he had 98 receptions, 1,716 yards, and 25 total touchdowns. He had 61 less receptions and 80 less targets than Jerry Judy, and Jerry Judy
Mm.
only had 26 touchdowns. He had one more touchdown than him with 61 more targets.
See,
Well, 61 more receptions and 80 more targets. Um,
speed
I just
is
think he
a
adds that
tool.
dynamic that we need. Yeah, man, he just adds that dynamic that we need. There was a article written by his skill coach at Alabama, and he says he is not your typical diva receiver. He's just a guy who shows up and wants to work. He plays through pain. He plays through injury. He's willing to go out there and block. He just shows up, man, and take some looks at his life story. He's been through some things, you know what I mean, and I just think that he's that guy that'll take our offense to the next level. And I feel like he will have more of an impact right now on our team than a defensive tackle will. We just got Hyder, who had his best season with Chris Kaserik over there in Detroit. We got Julian Taylor. He's going to be coming back. We got Ronald Blair. Hey, on in his contract year, we seen what Armstead did. We just can't count Solomon Thomas out.
That worries me
we,
too.
you know,
I hope Eric,
hey,
doesn't
we can't
realize
do
after
it.
he gets paid, he got to still work.
Yeah, and
God.
also DJ Jones, man. There's an article that was written on him early last week, and he's been doing a lot of training, and he's ready to take those snaps that Eric Armstead was, I mean, that DeForest Buckner was getting. So
Mhm.
we just can't count him out. You know what I
How
mean?
did How did DJ say? DJ said, I felt bad for about a week, but then I said, okay, more opportunities. Jones has been
Yes,
ready
sir.
to play since February. So anybody that thinks Jones is his ankle wasn't it was an ankle injury, so it wasn't knee or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Jones said he could
yeah,
play today. Love it.
yeah. And it wasn't nothing that he needs surgery for. So,
Yeah.
that's our 13th pick. So
All
the
right.
31st pick, I did some wiggling here,
Uh
buddy.
oh.
We got to
Uh oh.
trade.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
I traded the 31st pick, pick 210, and next year's fourth and Dante Pettis. The reason why I traded next year's fourth because we get a compensatory third and fourth from the Denver Broncos next year. Well, a third and a fifth from the Denver Broncos. So we'll still have one of those picks. So I'm giving away one of those picks. Also, I'm giving away Dante Pettis because I want to make some room in the receiver room. Make a room for a dog like Henry Ruggs. Dante, we traded up to get him, and he just didn't pan out. Maybe he'll play better on turf, with Matthew Stafford.
Traded up to get
So I'm
him
trading the 31st.
and trading him
Yeah,
down.
yeah. So I'm trading. Yes, I'm trading the 31st, the 210, next year's fourth, and Dante Pettis to the Detroit Lions for this year's 35th, the 67th, and 149th. And with the 35th pick in the draft, I am drafting defensive tackle Ross Blacklock from TCU. He had a career
Oh.
67 tackles, 15 and a half tackles for loss, and 5.5 sacks over a
Oh.
2 year span. He also ran a 4.940. He's 6'4", 290. Ross
Oh.
Blacklock is very fast on his first step, and he's a gap guy. Our guys, they get upfield,
Oh.
they shoot their gaps, they get upfield, and they get to their target. He's extremely athletic and agile. He works good in short spaces. His
Oh.
knees stay bent, and his pads stay
Pad
very
level.
low. That's
Yes.
one thing that DeForest Buckner had trouble with.
Ooh.
He's 6'7" and he played high, so a lot of times his offensive lineman would get underneath him, and he
And
wouldn't
take
have
advantage.
no wiggle room to do anything. You know what I mean? So he just creates a different dynamic to the defensive line. He's a guy who's going to shoot his gaps and get to his target, kind of like DJ Jones. Also, Ross Blacklock played 37% of his snaps on the edge. So he's a guy that you could line up on tackle and
Ooh.
put him out on the edge when need
Ooh.
be. So,
Yeah,
he's
with
a
that kind of
versatility guy.
speed, yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
4'9",
I like
290
that.
pounds. Uh, he's a big guy, man. So that's our 35th pick, and that's D tackle. So we already have, our wide receiver and a pretty damn good defensive tackle that's coming into the draft that's on our team. And now we're going to switch it up with the 67th pick, and we're going to go with the guy who, he practiced at cornerback and at safety. He was the 14th ranked corner, and he was also the fifth ranked safety. And this is Darnay Holmes from UCLA. He's 5'10", 192. He ran a 4.4840. Over 3 years, he came in as a true freshman. He graduated in 3 years from college, so he's a workhorse. He gets things done. He's a self-starter. He had 121 tackles, 8 interceptions, 18 pass breakups. He also had 3 pick sixes. He also returned 3 kicks for touchdowns, and he also had 2 touchdowns on offense because when he came into college, he was the third
Big
ranked
boys.
wide receiver, and he was the sixth ranked corner in the nation when he came into college in 2016.
Dude's got
He's
a
a player,
resume.
and the reason why I drafted him is because he's perfect to come in and play nickel. He's the guy that I want to come in and bring behind
K1?
Kwan Williams so he
Yeah.
can get skilled up. And just in case Kwan wants to go, we got somebody like Darnay Holmes that could come in. This
Yeah.
guy is a tackling machine. He's very physical. He's very fast. His 40 time doesn't give his field speed any love, man. He's very fast in the pads, bro. And like I said,
Quick.
man, just coming in and being a true freshman and playing, I think he's ready for the next level. He was also selected for the Senior Bowl, so this is a guy that could do it all. He played safety, he played cornerback. I want to bring him in and get him some reps at corner, but I would really like to put him at the nickel and get him behind K1 just in case K1 wants 30 or 40 million, because he's definitely going to want his money. And so moving on with the 149th pick. This is a guy from the University of Kansas. This is the tackle slash guard Hakeem Adeniji. He's 6'4", 302 pounds, came in as a true freshman and started all 4 years. He ran a 5'1" 40. Let me tell you something about this guy, Ronbo. He came into college, he started as a right guard for the first 6 games. And the sixth game of the season in the third quarter, their left tackle got injured, blew out his knee, had a torn ACL. They put Hakeem at left tackle. You know what happened? He never left. He was a better left tackle than he was right tackle. And in his junior year, they had an injury at right guard, and they really needed him at right guard because he had the speed to pull and do all of those things. They put him at right guard. He succeeded, and he played there for 5 games. He's the only guy in the Senior Bowl that played at two different positions in the Senior Bowl game. He played at right guard, and he played at left tackle. And the thing about it is, I'm picking guys that match our scheme. Hakeem Adeniji played 4 years in the zone blocking scheme. That's what Kansas does. They run a zone blocking scheme, and that's what our team does.
And also his versatility.
Smooth.
That's something
Yeah,
that
his versatility.
Brunskill brings.
We
Oh,
like
we got
those
2 or
guys.
3 guys who can do that. Yeah, that's a plus.
Yeah, man. Brunskill, Garland, and
Richburg to a
Brunskill,
degree,
Garland,
but you want to keep him at center.
Richburg.
Uh,
Yeah, and I would say Mike McGlinchey, because he was a left tackle all his years at Notre Dame. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even though we kept him at right, but I think he could do that too. So this is a guy that fits in our scheme. He's very athletically sound. He graduated early. He's a classroom guy. And I think he just really fits inside of our scheme, man. So I think
would
that's
agree.
great
Would
pick.
agree.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, if you want to get to know him a little bit better, there's a mini series that they did, and it's called Road to the Combine, and you can look that up on YouTube, and you can get
The
to know him
dude's
a
got a
little bit better.
mini series in. I've been involved. I'm already impressed.
Yeah, he was a part. Yeah, he was a part of the mini series Road to the Combine. And we're going to move on into the next pick, and this is pick 156. I want to lighten up the load on our Ferrari, which is George Kittle. He takes a lot of snaps. I want to be able to create mismatch hell when it comes to guard and tight ends. I want to be able to line up in that 22 personnel and have both guys running routes. And this guy is Thaddeus Moss from LSU, tight end, 6'2", 250 pounds, ran a 4.6. He had in the regular season. In the regular season, he had 40 receptions, 540 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But through the playoffs and the national championship game, he had 4 touchdowns. If you remember watching that national championship game, he had two touchdowns in that game. He just shows up in big games. He could run the route tree. He has it in his bloodline.
You really
He dropped to a 5th-round projection because he had a stress fracture in his foot. The thing I like about that is a stress fracture is usually caused by somebody who is overtraining. That means this guy is a workhorse, and I like that. And if I could compare him to somebody, it's somebody that we already reached out to it's somebody that we already reached out to their agent, and he probably still wants too much money, and that's Jordan Reed. If I can, compare him to somebody, it's Jordan Reed. Also, when you look up his highlights, he got some pretty nice blocks where he was just putting guys on their ass. So that's another pick. So we got a wide receiver, we have a defensive tackle, we have a cornerback / nickel who can play safety also. We have a tackle / guard, and now we have a tight end. Moving on to 176. I know guys are going to like this. If you look up his mock, it says he is perfect for any NFL defense that's running a Seattle scheme, and that's what we run. And this is Lamar Jackson, cornerback from Nebraska. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. He runs a 4.52. And last year he had 40 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 INTs, and 12 pass breakups. This guy is all over the field. He's very physical. The reason why I drafted him is because I like Darnay Holmes more for the nickel. Lamar Jackson is he could be a Richard Sherman prototype. You put him in there, he's big, he's strong, he's physical, he likes to come up and hit. He's great on cover. His bump and run is ridiculous. I've seen plays where guys just weren't able to get off the line, damn near not even able to get up the field, 5 or 7 yards.
Physical.
He
That's what we
and
need.
he yeah, and I just like having a shorter, speedy guy, and then you have a bigger, stronger guy that can play press coverage, that can play man to man and play zone. We run a lot of zone. We don't really play a lot of man to man, and Lamar Jackson is perfect for that. There we go. We have Lamar Jackson and Darnay Holmes coming in as our corners, and one is a lot more versatile than the other. But like I said, I think that Lamar Jackson, he can be the Richard Sherman prototype.
Like it.
Now we're down to pick 217. We had what was his name? There was a linebacker that left and he signed with another team and we didn't re-sign him. Elijah Lee.
Elijah Lee.
We brought in Yeah, we brought in Joe Woods, but he's only a 1 year signing. I want to get some new young blood in here. This is Chris Barnes, linebacker from UCLA, 6'1", 235 pounds, 4'6", 40. He came in as a true freshman. He was the signal caller. He was the team captain. He was the captain on the defense. He had a career 207 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 interception, uh, and 9.5 tackles for loss. Just last year, he had 72 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and an INT, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Um, this is a guy who got his degree. He's a smart guy. He watches a lot of film. He's a California guy, just like Darnay Holmes. And like I said, man, he came in as a true freshman and he started 3 years. The year he came in behind um, Miles Jack, and we know who Miles Jack is.
Yeah.
He's a I like Chris Barnes. Go check out some of the games and watch him play. Man, he's all over the field. He's a sideline to sideline guy, and he doesn't miss open tap. He doesn't miss open field tackles, and he's just one of those guys that is going to come ready. Also, man, one thing if you notice throughout my draft, I've been drafting a lot of guys who were true freshmen and who played 3 and 4 years because those are the guys that I feel are most pro ready. You know what I mean?
Mm.
The guys who have been
Seasoning.
there, the guys who are
Polished.
coming in 22, 23 years old.
Uh,
Yeah, man, those are guys that I like. And so we have a linebacker, somebody who's young that could come in and fill those shoes of what Elijah Lee lost. We only got the guy that we got from Carolina. From the Cardinals, Joe Woods. We only got him for 1 year. I think Chris Barnes would be a very good pick to bring in. Uh, the last pick of the draft. This pick is probably the one that I'm most excited about. I think he has the highest ceiling. And this is edge rusher Derek Tushka from North Dakota State. Now, don't look at me funny. I know y'all say North Dakota State, but you have to
hey,
go check this guy out. He
Carson
came into
Wentz.
college around. He's 6'5", 251 pounds. He runs a 4.740. He came into college, Rombo. He came into college as a fullback. He had 138 carries, 1,460 yards, and 23 touchdowns in high school. He ran track. He was a state qualifier for the 100-yard and 200-yard meters.
Ooh.
In high school, he played safety, linebacker, running back, tight end, kicker, and punter. They switched him over to defensive end. He had in 2 years starting, he had 29 and a half sacks, 42 tackles for loss, Rondo. This guy is a beast. He has a motor. He has great hand placement. He's a third generation college football player. His brothers, his grandfather, and his father both played in college ball, and he was getting recruited from all the big schools. The only reason he did not leave, because he was getting recruited by Michigan, Alabama, Minnesota. His grandfather went to Minnesota, so he had some ties there. But the thing about Dakota guys is he's from South Dakota. He went to Warner High School out there, and he said Their NFL is North Dakota State. They'll have, 70,000 people show up and only 30, 40 of them get into the stadium and the rest of them be tailgating because that's all they have. They don't have no NBA team. They don't have no NFL team. They don't have no major league team. They don't have no hockey team. Their NFL is literally, North Dakota State, and that's why he stayed. Or otherwise, he would have been at one of the big schools. I'm telling you guys right now, go check out Derek Tuszka. It's Derreck. Last name Tuszka, Tuszka. Like I said, he's 6'5", 251, 479. He has a motor. If I could compare him to anybody, I would say it's TJ Watt. If I could compare him to anybody, just watching him off. He line up on the right side as the edge. He'll line up on the left side. He's not a tweener. He's not a guy that you're going to line up at defensive tackle. He is going to line up on the edge, and he's going to pin his earbacks, and he's going to go after a quarterback. That's what he does. And
Dre, I'm impressed.
He was a finalist.
Because
my bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, because the thing is, North Dakota State, there's not a lot of distractions out there. You're a ball player. You're a student. You're not. Yeah, small towns or cities like that, you do find things to do that are fun, but they're organic. Yeah. They're not big club situations or anything like that. So he's probably everything you think he is too.
Hey, and Ronbo, do you know what his parents do for a living?
Cattle.
They're farmers, They're farmers, Ronbo. Yes, they wrangle cattle. They're farmers, bro. He was growing up making bales of hay and tossing them around the yard. This is a guy that is extremely strong, that has a good work ethic, that comes from a good family. I'm telling you, Ronbo, I don't know why, there hasn't been more coverage from him, but I think that he's better than guys that will get drafted in the second or third round. Maybe better. There might be a bust in the first round that he's better than.
There always is.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
No, I don't doubt it. It sounds like a made-for-TV drama in the making, because you figure, like you're saying, he's a big, strong kid, lived out, way out in the part of America that you're going to be big and strong, or you're probably going to have to go. So, and cattle rancher, bales of hay, just all around, just good living. I mean, he's a beast. I got to see. You already got me thinking that I should go check his film out now. So,
yeah, bro. Yeah, go check out his film, please. I'm telling you. And the owner, like I said, he was recruited by all the big schools. He just wanted to stay home. He's a hometown guy. And like I said, in the Dakotas, that's their professional sports, man. It's North Dakota State. So that's my draft, man.
All right, I'm gonna run it. Dre, you hold tight. I'm gonna just review it real quick. Dre's mock draft 2020. His first round pick, and rightfully so, white wide receiver, Henry Ruggs III. Yeah, Bama. I do like that pick. Boy, I've been arguing all over the internet, Dre. People don't want no Henry Ruggs. People still want Jerry Jeudy. I said, get over it. Man.
I've been going back and forth with my player partner, Will. Man, I just showed y'all Jerry Jeudy was targeted 80 more times. He was targeted 80 more times. He had 61 more receptions and only had one more touchdown than Henry Ruggs III. What does that tell you?
And what does that tell you? He makes more. That tells me more efficiency, less opportunities, superior talent. Dre, what I don't understand is, how does C.D. Lamb continue to enter into this conversation? It's Jeudy or Ruggs. Lamb ain't got nothing to do with this.
I won't be disappointed with either three. I'm just saying that I feel like we have a CD Lamb and Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd's going to be fine, bro. He's going to be fine. He just has to be cleared by our doctors. He's already cleared by his doctors. He has to be cleared by ours. I feel that Ruggs adds the dynamic that we don't
have. Thank you. That's issue.
That's what I feel.
Not about is Jeudy better? Yes, great.
Yeah.
Second round.
He's a better runner.
All right, let me go down through trade scenario. Trade number 31,
all right.
Number 210, and next year's third round, and Mrs. Pettis' baby boy is included in this deal. To the Lions.
And don't forget, we got a conditional third rounder coming from the Denver Broncos next year, so we'll still have one of those.
Ah, yes. And to the Lions for number 35, 67, and 149, of which you're about to hear about now. Second round pick 35, TT Ross Blacklock. People have been talking about Blacklock so much, I'm scared he's going to be gone in the bottom of the first round. All I hear about is Blacklock. But Dre's got him on the radar. Third round pick, 67, CB safety, Darnay Holmes, UCLA. Dre, somebody said something in here, said, Dre's all on the West Coast.
I'm not all on the West Coast. I mean, I got what? I got Darnay Holmes and Chris Barnes. Those are the only two West Coast guys that I have. Henry Ruggs is from Bama. TCU. Ross Blacklock is from Texas. Hakeem Adeniji is from Africa. He went to Kansas. Thaddeus Moss is from Carolina. He went to LSU. Lamar Jackson is from the Midwest. He went to Nebraska. What are these guys talking about? They're Christian.
I knew that would get him going.
Stop. Just stop talking, bro. Stop.
It's so funny, Trey, because you don't hear about African ball players coming to play in the NBA. We got one coming in to play in NFL. I love it. All right, fifth round pick, Hakeem Adeniji. Is that right?
Adeniji.
Yeah.
Adeniji, yep. That's
all right. He's a tackle guard from Kansas. And this guy you were talking about with all the athleticism, too. All right?
Yes, yep.
A fifth round pick at 156, tight end. He's got pedigree. Bloodline is as good as it gets. Thaddeus Moss, the son of Hall of Famer. You know who? Daddy Randy.
Yes, sir.
It is.
Yes, sir.
And that's in the fifth round pick, and he is LSU. And sixth round pick, 176, quarterback, Lamar Jackson, Nebraska. Well, that's another school where there's lots of talent because Nebraska is like a football school. So there you go, Lamar Jackson. And also seventh round pick, 217 LB. His name is Chris Barnes, UCLA. You know what it is, Greg? A lot of people think that UCLA doesn't put out good products. Not anymore.
Do you know? Does he know who Eric Kendricks is? Does he know who Anthony Barr is? Does he know who Miles Jack is? I mean,
all those guys. I keep hearing this about UCLA. Nobody says anything about SC, but people condemn UCLA. It's probably SC alumni.
Hey, I don't know.
Seventh round pick, finally at 245, defensive end. We just heard about the North Dakota State product. He is all of that in a bag of chips. I can't wait to look at footage of him just from what Dre's already talked about. Derek.
Please do.
Hey, pronounce his name for me. Derek who?
Derek Tushka. Kind of like Juice, you know. Juice Tech, he got the SZK in his name. Tushka.
There he is. Derek Tushka. I wonder if he's Polish. Polish descent, should I say.
Yeah, his name resembles. It definitely resembles it. He's a long hair pretty boy. Long curly hair, bro.
Because here's the thing. I remember way back, even in high school, when we started noticing Nordics and certain Eastern Bloc countries, some big dudes. Even in high school, they was huge. Dudes. You know, so.
Yeah.
hey, B-Ham is on the phone. I mean, let B-Ham. Don't make him wait. Go ahead. B-Ham.
Yes, sir.
B-Ham, can you hear me? Did we lose him? We may have lost B-Ham. All right, B-Ham, get back in there, B-Ham. We was trying to get you. I'm gonna go and jump on a
Ronbo.
Oh, there he is. B-Ham.
What's going on with you, Ronbo?
B-Ham, man, we sitting here talking to Dre about his draft. You know what I'm saying? B-Ham, you on the road?
Yes, I am. Happy Easter to you.
Happy Easter, B-Ham. B-Ham.
What's new, man? I've been out of the loop, man.
I'll tell you. B-Ham, right now, Dre was running down his draft. B-Ham, did you hear it?
No, I just really chimed in. I saw you live, so I just really chimed in to see.
B-Ham, you know what? I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna finish this draft up with Dre, and call me back a little bit, about 45 minutes or so, maybe less. Okay.
Okay, you're gonna be on later on tonight.
Yeah, yeah, we be back. We be back.
Yeah, I just catch you later night. Your show later on tonight.
We'll do. We'll be looking for you too. All right, BM. Drive carefully,
All
fam.
right.
All right. All right, it's BM. He just timed in. He wasn't aware of what was going on. Hey, K. Hendricks says, "What's up, Dre, with the play? Can you see the Niners making a trade with the Eagles on draft day? Oh, draft day trade."
The only pick that's going to be traded is 31st pick. I think I got like two $100 bets on this, so we're not going to trade that 13th pick. This is the thing: you don't trade DeForest Buckner and trade down. You get the best player that you can get at 13 for what you
Good
need.
point.
That's stupid. We're not going to trade down and let them get the wide receiver that we want. How stupid is that?
Another excellent point. You don't trade. Underline. You don't trade DeForest Buckner to trade the pick down.
And trade down?
Yeah, you got to get some quality for that pick. That is so true. Fluffy Ninja wants to know, with JG getting his booty kicked because of the lack of protection, should we pick up an offensive lineman help before picking up a wide receiver? Oh, go ahead, Drake.
I just picked up a offensive lineman who started 4 years in this same scheme, who was a team captain who could play all across the line. We have our swing tackle Sean Coleman, who was above Brunskill and Skule on the depth chart, and he was gonna be Joe Staley's backup. You guys forget we have him. You forget that? You got Brunskill. He can play tackle and guard. You got Skule, somebody who was a first year who only allowed 1 sack in college and came in and only allowed 2 sacks. His first game in the NFL, Justin Schule's first game in the NFL was against Myles Garrett. You know how many sacks Myles Garrett had? Do y'all remember?
He's made to go sit down and shut up. He got 1.
And that was a coverage sack. It was a blown play. Nobody was downfield. Jimmy G tried to escape the pocket and he got ran down from behind. But I mean, come on, man. It's real simple. Joe Staley was going to retire. He already did it.
And in fact, word is Brunskill does an excellent job at left tackle. If Joe leaves, his heir apparent may be on the roster right now. I got your player partners on the phone. He's got a question. Will.
Oh, here come. Hey, I've been trolling him about Ken Law the last couple of days. That my player partner mad at me, bro.
Will. I'm still picking Ken Law.
Will,
I'm still picking him, bro.
Bring your case, though, Will. Now, why would you do that? Dre just advised as to why you're not going to do that. But go ahead. You must have some sound reasoning.
Because, man, Buckner was a valuable piece of the defensive line, man. You need somebody to come in and replace that piece. Do you want Solomon Thomas on the field, man? You want him to get bull rush, letting all the ops run straight through the middle every play? Because you know if that's going to happen. You know who they're going to blame, right? You know who we going to blame. Solomon Thomas, bro. Man, the same D-line that starts every game is not going to play the whole.
Did you see DeForest Buckner against the Arizona Cardinals? Did you see what he was doing against the Arizona Cardinals? Did you see DeForest Buckner? Did you see DeForest Buckner in the Atlanta Hawks game? Bro, see, I'm a film guy, bro. I go back and I watch this SHIT, bro. This guy, DeForest Buckner, played extremely high, man. Dudes was getting in his chest and standing him up like this and looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Bro, Ross Blacklock will be a great pick that'll come in. DJ Jones, a great pick. Also, Michael Hyder, the guy that we picked up that had his best season with Chris Kasarik. Then you can rotate guys, bro. I'm not worried about DeForest Buckner. He had 7.5 sacks, man. He went from 12 sacks to 7.5 with way better pass rushers, bro. Tell me why that is. Tell me why that is. Why? He had why?
No, wait. I want to circle this back to a point that both of you are making. Now, Will, you're rating DeForest Buckner as being the almighty on the line. Dre's point now, where Buck did have his problems. Wait. I just want to finish this up. Wait, just finish this last sentence. The fact of the matter is, maybe we're not as big as trouble as we might imagine at that position.
Man, both and four now on the team, man, everybody's eating on that line. Everybody's eating. We just can't say the DeForest Buckner fell off. You know what I'm saying? We got new pieces coming on the D line. it's making everybody eat.
He was making everybody eat. What? What is?
No, I said they.
Are you okay?
I said they, as in Bosa Ford. When Bosa and Ford got on the team, everybody eat. When they wasn't on the team, it was only the Forrest Butler. The Forrest Butler had to do it by himself.
He had 7.5 sacks. I mean, D4 played 7 less games with the Forrest Butler and had half the amount of snaps, and he had 6.5 sacks, bro. Come on, bro. Like let's just be 100 with this. I know you like Kinlaw, bro. I know you're in love with him. I get it. You know,
man, the dude,
Kinlaw fan.
Ronbo, do you know?
But he's
Ronbo,
bro.
I just read in the chat that do you know this dude squat 2,000 pounds? This dude squat 2,000 pounds.
Wait, Dre. I want to make sure. I heard it right.
Will was actually, and he had 8 sacks, and he had more tackles than Armstead. And he also is an interior defensive lineman, not an edge.
He didn't have 8 sacks. He had 7.5 sacks, bro. Go. I do this. He didn't have 8 sacks.
You picked Quinn Williams last year, bro. I picked Bosa. I do this.
You might shut up.
Bro, I picked Bosa. You picked Quinn Williams. I do this, son.
Lee
really? Oh, really?
I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
What? Quinn Williams? This is not a jet channel. This is a Niners channel.
Wait a minute. Wait, one at a time, guys.
I was just correcting those stats because those figures were a bit wrong. That's all, Ronbo.
Oh.
No, I'm looking at the stats right now. DeForest Buckner had 7.5 sacks and 62 tackles. He had 28 assisted tackles. So solos, he had less than 40 solos, bro. So what are you talking about? I'm looking at the stats right here in front of my face, bro. What are you talking about?
Too, bro. 2 forced fumbles too, bro.
Wait, I've got confirmation. Jay Niff says Kinlaw did squat 2,000 pounds. 2,000 pounds.
Thank you.
Wait, I gotta. I mean,
really? Look how strong. Look how strong. Street is in the weight room. I don't care about how strong you are. I'm talking about football. Kinlaw is not important to me at 13, bro.
Dre, you know what though? That one thing about that,
man, Kinlaw puts
that's not human.
Kinlaw puts his OTs out.
I don't want a Kinlaw when I can get a Ross Blacklock later in the draft, bro.
Horses don't squat 2,000 pounds.
I don't care. Yeah, and that's probably why his ass got knee tendonitis and they shut him down in the Senior Bowl. Hey, Ronbo, literally, his agent was on
Ronbo. I bet you was Kinlaw. Ronbo, I bet you if Kinlaw was in that Super Bowl on 3rd and 15, he would have got the hell.
Man, come on, bro. Buckner wasn't even there. Buckner wasn't even there, bro. Buckner wasn't even there, bro. The person who was held on that way should have called a holding on that 3rd and 15. His name was Nick Bosa.
You can't tell me that, bro. You can't tell me that, bro. You can't tell me that,
bro.
You can't tell me.
I can tell you because
DeForest Butler was almost home on that sack. He was almost home on that sack.
That was in his face, bro, and that got held on that play. Kinlaw ain't played the NFL snap, bro. Don't come in here with that shit. Don't come in here with that. If so, maybe.
Listen.
If so, that don't exist, bro. It's what happened. What happened is Nick Bosa got held on that play. Mosley made a rookie mistake, and they caught the damn pass. That's what happened. But Buckner wasn't in on that play. That was Bosa. You got the wrong beat, partner.
Ronbo. Hey, Ronbo, I'm
listening.
gonna tell you right now. You let these mofos run up and down the field on Solomon Thomas. Y'all gonna be here talking about we should have got Kinlaw. That's all I got.
Man, get over it.
Wait.
Gonna be in the 49ers.
Will
he gonna be a Jaguar?
Oh well, hopefully.
Man, you haven't. I bet you haven't seen every SEC game. I bet you haven't ever seen no Ruggs play every game. I seen him play every game.
I have NCAA game pass. I can watch any college game I want. I watch all of the SEC. I like SEC teams, bro.
Me too. Well,
so bro, don't
guys,
come in here and say don't come in here and say what I don't know and what I do know, bro. That's disrespectful, bro. So don't come in here.
Will, what have you done?
You played the same thing to me in the chat one time.
Will, can I time out, guys? Will, we have to save this for the next program. Let me go ahead. Here's another question. Will, but that was
for Jadavian Clowney. I don't make excuses for Seahawks. Get out of here, bro.
All right. We'll talk to you in a little while.
Man, whatever, bro.
All right.
Hey, I've been a 49er fan since 1985.
I don't make excuses.
My daddy went to school. My dad went to school with Jerry Rice.
My
Well,
daddy
let me.
went to school
I
there
don't
like the
think
mid
he
Well,
got
let me.
beat.
Well, I'm
on
going to.
everything.
We're going to cut you off because this is going to get heavily
Pause
involved. Lee is waiting on the phone. Lee had a question. Well, all right. Well, I'll see you in a little while. Lee, go ahead.
Yo, what up, Ronbo? Well, first of all, I didn't want to argue with Dre or any Niners supporter. I just want to actually start off by congratulating him because I thought that was a good draft, Ronbo, to start with. I can see both point of view, though, because, DeForest Buckner is a huge factor. Like, don't get it twisted. He might not have had the career same numbers he put up the year before, but he was still a force. And you got to remember, he's an interior rusher, and Dre would not be drafting Blacklock if you didn't think he was a big reason on that defense. You know what I mean? Let's keep it 100 here.
That's good. Hey, Dre. Well, Dre, in fact, you did go after Blacklock, so you do have some concerns about that position because nobody here wants to see Solomon Thomas take over that position.
This is the thing right here, man. I feel that top tier receiver will have a way bigger impact than a interior defensive tackle. We've seen our ceiling as far as how good our defense could be, and we still didn't win a championship. I just told you guys, go back and watch the play. NFL Network, you can get a Game Pass right now for free, and you can go watch all of the film. Right, they have it free for the next 90 days. Go back and watch the film, man. Defense can't win you every damn game. That's what happened. We tried to depend on our defense to win us the game with a 10-point lead, and we let off the gas. I'm telling you, if we had somebody like a Ruggs, a difference maker, to where they would have to play both of their safeties out of the box and play them up high, and you couldn't double team George Kittle, I'm telling you,
I'm with that.
Bro, Henry Ruggs in this offense, George Kittle gonna have 1,500 yards, bro. He's gonna break his own record again.
My pet peeve about that Super Bowl, if Ruggs is on the field, if Goodwin's on the field, that pass into the end zone, game over. I mean,
hell,
they'll get that.
Hell, Goodwin dropped 2 touchdowns. If y'all remember, Goodwin
was just talking about the speed
down the damn field and drop the touchdown in his hand. I mean, so we can't necessarily say if Goodwin was in the game, it would have been.
I just want a guy that's going to catch up with that ball, or so fast he has to wait a step, but don't underrun it. Anyway.
Yeah, and I agree with what Dre's saying, because I do feel like the edges are huge because when we didn't have D Ford in the team, Ronbo, our D-line went back 3 steps back, when we didn't have him, when he got injured.
Yeah. And sacks went down.
It does count a lot towards the pass rush. It's definitely the edge, and also the wide nine. The weakness in the wide nine is the run game, as well. It's stopping the run. So you got to have good defensive tackles. Otherwise, teams are just going to run it down our throat all day long. And that was the weakness of our defense last year, was they kept stopping the run. So without Defo, you do have to bring in a guy like a Blacklock.
And I appreciate your point, bro. And this is the thing. Everybody's acting like so this is how, if you look in the national rankings of defensive linemen, you have Derek Brown, who is probably like 2 or 3 levels above everybody, okay? And you have Kinlaw. Then Ross Blacklock is the third. Ross Blacklock is projected to be between the 33rd and the 35th pick. We got him at 35. I don't get what's the big deal. He's the third ranked defensive tackle coming in the draft.
All right.
Yeah, like I don't get what what's the use problem? People want to come on here and talk about. Well, he squatted 2,000 pounds.
Dre Lee's giving you all pluses. He just wanted to mention that one thing.
Yeah, I like your draft because the question I wanted to ask him, Ronbo, had nothing to do with the defensive tackle. My question was to the corners, and I actually gave Dre a shout out a couple of weeks back because he did notice guys like Darnay Holmes and Winfield, and I found them a long time ago. But my question was before I get off was, Dre, instead of drafting Darnay in the third, would you draft the outside corner like a Bryce Hall, a guy that can take over from Sherman, and then draft a slot guy like Amik Robertson or someone later? Like, would you take the nickel first, or would you take the outside?
All right, Lee, that's all the time we're going to have you, Lee. Go ahead, hang up. I'm gonna let Dre answer that. We're going to go to we got another phone call. All right, good question, Lee.
The reason why I drafted Darnay Holmes is I kind of explained it like he is a guy who played safety and corner, and he will be, I feel like he can be an elite guy when it comes to playing the nickel and playing behind K'Wan Williams. Also, I went ahead and drafted that big outside guy who's projected to be a 4th or 5th round guy. And I don't know why he's that low. And his name is Lamar Jackson. He's 6'3", 215. if you watch him, like he's like a mirror image of Richard Sherman, except I think he's a better tackler. I think he's a better tackler.
Whoa, that's saying something. Because Sherman ain't bad on the tackle.
So we cover both bases. If K-Wan wants, $40 million and we can't pay him that, we got somebody like Darnay Holmes, and then we have that guy who can get his tutelage from Richard Sherman, who's 6'1", 215.
Man, that's a good point, because Sherman is probably next year, maybe. Yeah. All right, Drake. Terrence's got a question he wants to ask. Go ahead, Terrence.
Hey, what up, Ronbo?
Hey, Terrence. Just sitting here looking at the draft, and as you know, Dre would bring this. Will started it.
Yeah, I'm not here to argue. I'm actually gonna bring some class to the chat.
Hey, man, Will, that's
Dre.
my player partner. That's my TNT fan, man.
I was just playing. Will know I'm playing. All right, Dre, hold on.
I know. Yeah,
Terrence got a question.
I just come to bring some class. I'm not here to argue. You know what I'm saying? No, so Dre, I will agree with your picks. I do like Ruggs. I think that's the best fit. I wouldn't say he's the best player at 13, but I think, with our needs, I think Ruggs would be the best fit for us, and everybody needs to stop with he doesn't run routes and he's overvalued, because it's all about scheme.
Oh my God!
So I think Ruggs at 13 is perfect for us.
Mm.
And I'm with you as far as Javon Kinlaw. I don't care if he squatted 2,000 pounds. What does that mean?
I gotta go. I can't believe that.
That's ridiculous to me. Who cares? 2,000 pounds. So what?
Who cares, bro?
I didn't know there was a bar on the.
That's why he's 20. That's why he's 21 years old and he got knee tendonitis already. He's trying, bro, come on, bro.
2,000.
Exactly. So I think my question I wanted to ask, and I'm hurry up and get off. I'm sure you got a lot of callers. I was going to ask you, as far as our corners, what do you feel about our depth with our pass rush? Like, do you think somebody like who sat on the bench all year because he was injured, Tim Harris, or maybe like Tease Tabor that came from the Lions, you think one of them is going to be able to step up this year and take a spot?
Yeah. People forget, man, Tease Tabor was a second-round draft pick. And the thing about, I don't know if you guys heard any things about Matt Patricia and the Detroit Lions. It's not the best place to be. It's not really the best place to be.
Yeah, Patricia's.
As far as Tim Harris, I've seen him play a few times in college, but nothing really stuck out to me. I think that he's just a depth guy and a practice squad guy, but I maybe see Tease Harris making it, because the new CBA, you're allowed a 90-man roster and you could have 60 guys on game day. So I think that Tease could be a guy that could do it. But, man, Emmanuel Mosley earned that spot, man. I mean, this guy had 2 picks in the playoffs. He had 2 in the regular season. He's savvy. He's a dog. He's good on protects. He's good on pass coverage. Man, Emmanuel Mosley is a damn good player, man. And it's amazing that we got him as an undrafted free agent.
I agree.
Yeah,
I do not see.
And I'm with you because I'm with you. I feel like the same thing with Tease, because you're right about Detroit. Like, first of all, he's not surrounded with the defense that he's going to be with like he is in San Francisco. He's not going to have. He's going to have a different type of pass rush, and he excels at zone. So I'm really excited for him. Yeah. But, all right, bro. That's all I wanted to say.
In Detroit, Detroit plays man. They play a lot of man. They don't play a lot of zone. Exactly. So it's kind of like he was thrown into a mosh pit kind of, and Matt Patricia is just a piece of crack. I mean, the reports show it. He's a piece of crack. He doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? And that's not the best place to go right now in the NFL with Matt Patricia as the head coach. He's probably the reason why Cassera got the hell out
of there. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's right, huh?
Good draft, man. I was just calling to talk to you for a minute.
I appreciate it, bro.
Darren, I see you have a question here in the chat as well. It says, with the loss of Selleck and Toilolo, do you think they would be looking to bring in a tight end who has better blocking skills than Moss?
Yeah. That was another one, too, because I feel like Dwelly, he's underrated, I think, as a pass catcher. But as far as blocking, I don't know if Moss has that elite blocking skills we're looking for. What you think about that?
Hey, man. This is the thing about Randy, bro. I mean, about Thaddeus, bro. You got to look at some of his highlights. He was laying edge guys out. Like, they would snap the ball. He would lay an edge guy out and go run a route and catch the pass, bro. I think his pass blocking is underrated. But at the same time, he's a guy that you could line up at tight end, and then you can split him out at wide receiver on a four wide receiver set, and he could run routes like a wide receiver. They did it at LSU all year, bro. So I just want a dual threat at tight end, man. But yeah, that's something good to think about because Levine Toilolo just got $6 million from the Giants, so it shows you how much his blocking really is worth. He just got $6 million.
Absolutely.
All
right, man. All right, Dre and
good
Ronbo, I'll let
questions,
y'all, man.
All right, fam. And meanwhile, I'm still looking for. I'm gonna go check the Guinness Book of Records for Javon Kinlaw squatting 2,000 pounds. That's just
I'm not going to say it's not true. I'm pretty sure that during the combine they would have had a video of that because I remember when Kentavious Street was coming into the draft, they had a video of him squatting.
I saw that 700 pounds. Do you realize we're talking about 1,300 more pounds? Damn near double what Kentavious did. That's not human. Okay, and Big Show says Kentavious squatted 700 and has yet to see a full season squatting that much weight is usually not recommended by most trainers. It does do damage to your joints. And you can wrap your knees, do anything you want. If you drop down with 2,000 pounds to a real squat, you should not actually have knees left.
Hey,
that freaks me
Ronbo,
out.
So I don't know if you guys remember Mark Henry, the guy who used to be on WWF.
Oh yeah, Mark, Olympian.
2,000 pounds.
What?
I'm looking. He squatted 2,300. Now I'm looking, and there's a guy named Ben Seats who squatted 2,000 pounds. He was But this is the thing. I don't see nothing about Javon Kinlaw because I typed in Javon Kinlaw 2,000 pound squat. I
don't see it either. Google sees it, but they can't handle it. Hey, Sheik's got a question. Hold on. Hey, Sheik.
Hey, what's up, Rama? What's up, Dre? What's going on, man? Hey, all I'm missing is Dre saying is, what's up, brother? He just saying like, can I talk? Can I talk? But that's a different show. But anyways, great. I love your picks, but at the same time, we all know that they interviewed Lamb. Just say Lamb or Judy was there with Ruggs. You stick with Ruggs still, or would you go with Lamb or Judy?
So if Ruggs was gone and Lamb and Judy were available, is that the question?
No. If they're both there, who would you pick?
If Lamb or Judy was
or
available.
Lamb or
if Judy or Lamb was
if Ruggs is gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
basically, you're saying if Ruggs is gone.
No. Just say like Ruggs was available or Judy or Lamb, either or was available for Ruggs. Who would you pick between Ruggs or Judy or Lamb? Which one would you pick?
That's a tough one, man. I'm just all in on Ruggs, bro. Yeah, you know what?
I totally understand.
I've done 15 mocks in the last 2 days, and on like 9 of them, people got to remember the Jets, they lost Robbie Anderson, and even though they got Bashard Perriman, who's another guy who ran a 4.2, they selected Ruggs, and we ended up getting Lamb. I'm not mad at any of them, but I just think that Ruggs adds that dynamic to our offense that Kyle Shanahan would want, man. Open space, just throw him a screen and see what he can do. It's just endless, going across the middle, strong hands. He only had 1 drop last year. He has 3 drops in his whole entire college career. Like I said, he was targeted 80 less times, and Judy had 61 more receptions and only had 1 more touchdown.
Dre, guys, I just want to add to that argument. Okay, I think pretty much last year you got Debo established himself as that midfield guy. I don't know that Kyle's going to want to alter that. He's already got him up a year in his system. Why not stay and continue to develop Debo? Because the fact of the matter here is I got Trent Taylor.
Hey, this is the thing, though. I feel like Ruggs will open things up for Debo. All right, so do you guys remember when we got Emmanuel Sanders and it seemed like Debo hit another? It seemed like he hit another level gear of his potential when he
yeah.
I feel like Ruggs would do that for Debo. I feel like Ruggs is a guy who could come in and have 40 receptions, for 800 yards and 10 touchdowns, bro. And I think Debo would have 1,000, and I think that Kittle would break his own record of 1,344 yards.
But because now you got the speed guy moving people out of the middle of the field. And Dre, here's something else we're not counting, and we probably shouldn't. But if Trent Taylor's playing, that adds another dynamic. Now, where are you going to put Judy?
Hey,
see, that's the thing.
Hey, people might not agree with me.
He's normally a
but
slot,
I think Trent Taylor is in as far as route running. I think Trent Taylor could be, if he plays the whole season, he'd be like top 20 in route runners in the NFL. That man could run routes, bro.
Yeah,
I don't trust Trent Taylor, unfortunately.
It was just about Trent's health. If he stays on the field, you're right. Yeah, he is top 10.
Healthy,
nobody,
we've seen what he can do.
Yeah, nobody beats him on the slant. Okay, so that's why the comparison is not between Ruggs, Lamb, and Judy. It's about this particular offense, the 49ers offense. So what you need is somebody get them safeties the hell up out of the middle of the field and get them on their heels and moving out. And when you create that kind of an environment, now your interior guys can work a little better. That's what most of us want.
But Judy can do that, Ronbo.
He hasn't got that kind of speed.
No.
Judy, but he has a route. Judy, he has a route that would make you break her ankle.
He has the route and the separation, but as far as catching a pass and taking it to the house, Judy's not going to be able to do that in the NFL. Ruggs will be able to do that in the NFL. Like I said, I just feel that Ruggs adds a different dynamic, man. You know, and if you watch film, if you watch Alabama film, you want to know why some of the reasons why Jalen Waddle and those guys were wide open.
Because of Ruggs. See, that's the thing. It's chemistry.
He was over the top, and Judy was catching a lot of passes across the middle and underneath.
You gotta connect the dots, or you just got a lot of guys clogging up the middle of the field. That's not.
Guys,
and my brother Nate calls in. He's a diehard Alabama fan. He'll tell you this: that Ruggs opened up a lot for Derek Judy. He matter of fact, he's been texting me this whole time. I just haven't been able to respond to him. He'll tell you, man, Ruggs opened up.
Let me add this also.
Sheik's got a point.
Well.
Go ahead, Sheik.
Yeah. I want to add this. You know, the 16th pick of when we picked Jerry Rice, he was a great route runner, right? And he did a great career. Obviously, everybody knows. But they're comparing him. I'm not saying it, but he's route running. They're comparing of Jerry Rice, and who had him? Mike Shanahan had him as well in his system.
Hey, bro.
So I think Jerry Judy is a perfect fit in my opinion.
I love Jerry Judy. I love Jerry Judy.
Guy's a great football player, no doubt. And he is.
Comparing him to the GOAT. His name's Jerry, but I ain't.
No. The route.
Single-handedly the greatest football player to ever play.
All right. Guys, got to move on. We'll come back to the next program. Hey, let me Sheik. All right, fam.
Hey, thanks, Sheik. I appreciate it.
Hey, have a good night, man. We'll see you in chat.
All right. And we got big body Griff. Come on in, Griff.
Oh, there he goes.
What up, dog?
Hey, what's up, bro? What's happening?
Hey, man, tell them dudes to quit faking the phone, man. Say that dude squatted 200 pounds on the leg press, not no regular squat.
wait, Griff, because I'm still Googling. I'm running out of options here. What did you just say?
So, big bro, so the leg press, it wasn't no squat.
You can't find it.
Wait, Dre, go ahead.
You wonder why you can't find it because he did a leg press. It wasn't no squat.
And it wasn't 2,000. It was a leg press. He did the leg press for 2,000.
You can probably squat 2,000 on the leg press. I guarantee you he ain't squatting on 2,000 on no regular free weight.
You know what? Because you can sit down, got your back supported, and push that. I can see that possibly.
You can wrap your knees. Yeah, you can wrap your knees and all that.
Yes.
Even like they said with your boy, what's his name? Derrick Henry. Not Derrick Henry, but the wrestler dude.
Yeah. What was Henry's first name?
Video. See if they give you a video for that.
You talking about Mark Henry? Mark Henry.
See if they give you a video for that. And for old boy to talk about the SEC, I watch every Alabama game because I'm a Roll Tide fan, diehard from Alabama. So, with that being said, you're correct. Judy is a better route runner, but Ruggs is not that far behind him. No, not that far behind him at all. And the reason why Judy and them was getting free is because they were spying on Ruggs.
Have to. 4.27. You cannot let him go.
Okay, and to even top that off, they were spying on Devontae Smith too as well. They got to remember, Henry Ruggs and Devontae Smith were two of the fastest cats on the team outside of Waddle.
Man, see,
so when they actually saying about Jerry Jeudy, he wasn't even the first guy.
I tell you, when Goodwin was right, that's when. I mean, I watched so many times Goodwin and also George coming off the same time step. You could see it if you watch it in slow motion. Keith is going downfield. Kittle cuts right off his tail. He's wide open. Why? You better clear out because Goodwin is gone. You don't want to. You don't respect that touchdown. Yeah. See.
Okay. So look at this. So let's take that same scenario. Goodwin's gone. You got to remember, everybody can talk bad about Goodwin, but George Kittle had his most touchdowns when Goodwin was blowing the top off, whether he was catching it or not.
Thank you. That's the point. You've got to have
everybody talk bad. Okay, so I listened to the show.
For a reason, I think Goodwin gonna stay around.
Hold on. I listen to the show all the time, and I hardly ever called in before. But if you remember or not, they talk bad about Debo and Kendrick. Well, when what's the name came? They just traded Emmanuel Sanders. When he came, nobody talked about Kendrick and Devo no more. Why? Because Emmanuel Sanders was a threat. So Jerry Jeudy will be a threat, and if you got Jerry Jeudy and Ruggs in there at the same time, you can't go wrong with taking either one of them.
True.
But at the same time, you want the top blower. We already got the mid. We already got the mid play. We already got the play in between that. You need the top blower to go over the top with, right? So the top blower is going to open everybody up under open, right?
That's the way it works. Hey, here's a funny thing, though, guys. There's a kid I was watching yesterday put up that runs a 4.28. Could the 49ers, if Jeudy is available, if everything we say about Jeudy is true, they pick up Jeudy and pick up a fast kid.
Hey, Ronbo, let me interject on that. So this is Jalen Rieger. Let me tell you something that's different from a clock time and laser time. In the combine, they use a laser. There isn't nobody standing there with the clock. The laser is pinpoint accurate, okay? You don't go from running a 4.46 in the combine, which is what Rieger ran, to 4.2. Ronbo, it's physically impossible.
Maybe he was having a bad day.
The laser, that combine is where it's at, bro. That's why people elect to not do their pro day 40, and they elect not to do their combine 40 and go do it on the pro day. They know they're going to have a faster time on the clock. We're talking about laser.
Human error.
Laser.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, bro.
Was it
I don't
big body Griff bringing the heat?
Yes,
Griff,
sir.
good stuff. I'm gonna go get another question. Griff, appreciate you, fam.
All right, man. All right, bro.
And also, and Justin says trade 31 or keep it. Justin, you just joined the show. We've traded 31, but thanks for the contribution.
I traded 31.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Joey. Is that Joey? Joey Mahoney. Joey, is that you?
Ronbo, my man, with a 9 plan. How you doing, buddy?
Joey, man, I'm sitting here going back and forth with Dre and his mock draft. Joey, what could possibly be your question?
Well, Mr. G, my question is, I want to know if you got Ruggs. That's good. I love Ruggs. I think everything you said about him is true and would help us out tremendously. I am one that wants receivers more than anything. And my thing is, if you were to draft another receiver at some point in the draft, take off one of your other picks, maybe Moss, someone later between 5th round and 7th round, who would it be? That's my
question.
Have you thought about that? Bro, and I haven't, because in my mock, the reason why I traded Pettis along with the 31st to 210th, and next year is 4th, because we get a compensatory 4th and a 3rd from the Broncos next year, right? So we keep one of those picks so we can let one of those go. The reason why I traded Pettis is to make room in the wide receiver room. You got to think. So right now we have Debo, we have Kendrick, we have Taylor, we have Hurd, we have Benjamin, we have Goodwin, we have Pettis. That's 7 guys, bro. So I traded one, and then we're going to get one in the draft, and somebody's going to make it.
Do you really think that Taylor, Goodwin, Pettis and Richie James all going to be on the team?
I forgot about Richie.
Oh, I forgot about Richie. So that's 8. No, Richie's not going to be on this team. He's not. I'm tired.
Drake.
Look, this is the thing, man. There's a reason why Richie James is not on the field, and that's
Bob
because
Money says Pettis just tweeted.
Cannot comprehend. The thing that Richie James is not on the field in the offense is because he obviously cannot comprehend the offense. He's not a bad locker room guy. He's not a bad locker room guy. He doesn't get in trouble outside of the locker room. He comes to work and he works, but there's a reason why he's not in the offense. And I'm tired of seeing punt returns and kick returns where this freaking guy does not turn up the field and runs out of bounds. He runs out of bounds.
Fair catch.
The thing I hate the most is you draft Dante Pettis, right? Last year, 2 years ago.
2 years.
Right.
And he was known for punt return, right? He broke the record.
Bro, he has the college record for most punt returns and kick returns in the season with 10 when Washington went to the national championship and got blew out by Alabama. I know.
Exactly. And so my thing is, why are we not even – Kyle Shanahan says we're going to put people where they succeed at, but yet the one area where this guy succeeds at, you don't use him. I don't get that.
Okay, bro. So this is the thing. If Dante Pettis is scared to go across the middle, do you think he's going to be willing to catch a punter or kick? Bro,
hey, Joey, you're talking about running out of bounds. They'll have to go find Dante.
Right.
Hey, guys, here's the thing. I think, didn't Dante's as a rookie, isn't his salary already guaranteed?
Oh, there's you know what, Ronbo? I just realized.
I think. I know only the first rounders get that guaranteed. Only the first rounders get the guaranteed money in the 5th year. Anything longer than that, you can get guaranteed money. But I think that Dante gets a certain amount of guaranteed money, and he might get incentives. But I don't necessarily think that is guaranteed. So it's not I believe
there's not gonna be there's not gonna be ashes on our hit. I mean, there's no dead money or anything like that, right? Because
I don't believe so. I would have to check that out. But I mean, if he's getting traded, somebody else is going to take that money.
All right. By the way, wait a minute. Just a quick announcement. Will says he's still going with the 2,000-pound squat. Daniel Jeremiah, NFL Network, tweeted it. It was with a belt squat. Oh, man, I need to see it. Somebody got to show me some film on that, though, because I'm struggling with that.
I'm looking on YouTube right now. Ben Seats, he was an Olympic lifter. He was 308 pounds at this time, and this was 7 years ago. Then you have Ronald Coleman, which is one of the strongest men to ever live in the world. If you guys know about Ronald Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman, bodybuilding champion.
He did a 900-pound squat. I don't see many guys doing a 2,000-pound squat.
No,
I need to see, bro.
Scary.
I don't care who the hell.
I wouldn't put that on a horse's back. But somebody said
if it's a press, if it's a leg press, I'll believe it.
Yeah.
Nah, not a squat. No.
All right. No. Joey, you want to add anything else to that?
The only thing I was going to say is that the only reason Dante Pettis is always scared is because there's no cats on the field. It's only dogs, so he's scared. That's the only thing I can think of.
Don't mess with him. He's going to be ready.
There's nobody to cuddle up with, man.
He's working out right now. He's drinking protein. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. He's going to be ready. Joey.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Hey, Joey, thanks, man. I'm good to hear from you. I'll be back a little bit. See if we can get back in here.
All right. All right, buddy.
All right,
you have a good day, buddy.
B-Ham is called back. B-Ham, come on in, man. Was that B-Ham hanging up? What was that sound? B-Ham.
No, I'm on here, Ronbo.
Yeah. B-Ham's heard enough, and he's ready.
And I believe I'm with you, Dre, man. Look at me. I think we're gonna pick up a wide receiver. It's 13th pick. Be nice if we can trade that 31st for like a second round pick or something, second or a third. Maybe.
I did.
Second and a third.
On the mock, I traded the 31st. I traded the 31st.
He did do that.
I traded the 31st pick, the 210th. And next year's 4th, because we get a compensatory 4th from the Denver Broncos, and I traded Pettis to the Lions. The Lions have a first, they have 2 seconds, and they have 2 thirds. So they will move up into the first, and they won't have a second, but then they'll still have a third, and they'll have 2 firsts. So I traded the Lions for the 35th, the 67th, and the 149th because they're stacked at in the draft pick.
Yeah, that makes sense. The only somebody I wouldn't trade Pettis to is Tom Brady. You feel me? But I don't care who that
Tom make him a star, wouldn't he?
head. Tom will make him he got pink hair too, man. Tom will make him a superstar. But
hey, I think Pettis might need to go to a team where the offensive scheme is simplified. You know what I mean? I just don't think that it's working for him. And at the same time, people talking about Tom Brady, Jameis Winston was sacked 47 times last year, and he's way faster and is way more agile than Tom Brady. I don't know what they think he's going to do this year, but hey, enough to me.
Mm-hmm. Only thing I think they're depending on with Tom, I think what they're looking at is 20-year football sense, and his hoping he still has a quick release. Other than that, they dead.
Yeah.
He dead meat.
Mm-hmm.
That 13th pick though, man. That 13th pick, I'm just keep it real with you, man. Hey, look, I go to the Bama games. I'm with my man that came in earlier. You can't go wrong with nobody from Bama. I like that boy CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, but they don't fare up against the competition week in, week out like the SEC does. So I mean, if it's my pick, then I know that those Bama receivers go up against the DBUs from LSU, every year. So this is an every year battle. I want me somebody who I feel like they're gonna come to the NFL pro ready, and you're gonna get that with Henry Ruggs or
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're gonna be pro
it's
ready
just a toss-up.
St. Nick.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. You can't go wrong with neither one, really, for whatever scheme Kyle Shanahan got going on. Because you got a guy like Debo. Debo is probably going to be the 49ers, Julio Jones, because of his physicality. You use Jerry Jeudy or Henry Ruggs, one of those guys to blow the top. You got George Kittle. He can clean up. I think they might move that boy Jalen Hurd, too. He can go back and forth. They say he's a good blocker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yes. He is.
You can use him as a tight end or as a receiver. I mean, we got plenty of ways to go. But my first choice, I'm going tight end. I'm going receiver.
Yeah.
I'm with you, bro. I don't think we're gonna move that 13th pick when we've traded DeForest Buckner.
Yeah.
You can't trade Buckner and move down. You can't. Like
the more I think about that,
can't trade.
That's
and move
exactly what the
down.
49ers are thinking. That's too much.
Yeah, it's like you just can't do that, man.
Yeah.
That's
too
much. I mean, the only way I see them doing that, they must finna get like three second rounds in this year,
or something
what I'm saying?
like that.
They're gonna have to get something that's gonna satisfy. But you're gonna lose what you need, though.
But then again, you gotta look at it like this, bro. We already have 8 picks. We have 8 picks. So what? So where? We already have 8 picks, bro. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna add 3 more and have 11, and then 5 of them not make the squad? Like it makes no sense.
Another excellent point. This is a Super Bowl team. You're not going to get rid of a lot of guys, but you're trying to build for the future.
That's another thing too. We're moving DeForest Buckner. I understand the move because they re-signed a couple of guys, and truth be told, one or two of those D linemen got hurt for the season. Correct?
Yeah, two of them.
Yeah. So that killed our rotation right there. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So get rid of D-Buck, pick up that 13th pick. You re-sign those 2 guys. If they come back healthy, we get our rotation back. You can pick up somebody later in the draft. You never know.
Big Ham,
gems.
Good stuff, Big Ham. We're gonna roll. Big Ham's rolling too. What are we talking about? Big Ham. Well, we're gonna after we get through this, we'll be in the next program. If you got time, get on back in here, okay? We're gonna go.
Homie.
All right, fam. Have a good night. Have a good day. I'll see you in a little while, hopefully. All right. It's B-Ham rolling along, doing what America needs most, bringing product. And by the way, somebody else, and Dre, here's another one. Somebody mentioned, man, human bones cannot get up underneath 2,000 pounds. it would crumble a man. Come on.
Hey, it's been done, but
Yeah.
I went to Google and I typed in. I can't find nothing. I can't find this tweet. I went to YouTube. There's like 3 guys who have did it like
3
ever. Like it's
Are they still living?
Yeah, they're still living. They're still living, but like it's been within like the last 7 and 8 years. You know what I mean? Like I just can't find any. Like the first guy that I see was 7 years ago, and his name was Ben Seats.
Yeah.
He was 21. He was 308 pounds. I'm not trying to talk crap, but like I don't see it. I can't find it.
You know, it's so funny because my juices are flowing. I'm going to really research this. I want to find film. Somebody had to film that. Trey, we got Justin on the phone. He's got a question. Justin, go ahead, real quick.
All right.
I got a question. You know, you guys said something about Richard James. You know, with all those receivers, how many guys do you think? You guys got 8?
There's a few people going to lose their job probably shortly, but go ahead.
Do you think Trent Taylor returns back to next season, or do you think because of his injury past,
without
he's going to be let go?
Justin, get it out of Taylor. He gets back, he starts. Go ahead. Kyle loves that dude.
Hey, like I said, man, I'm not the guys who come in and say, we don't know what they're going to be, man. I feel like if a guy is fully healthy and he comes back, you know, I think he's going to produce, man. Trent Taylor wasn't a huge speed guy, but man, he ran Chris routes. I do think he could have an impact on helping our team win games.
And him and Jimmy G, they had a connection. But go ahead, Justin. What else is to this question, or whatever?
All right. With a lot of injuries, do you think that the 49ers take too much risk drafting players with previous injury history, like Dante Pettis had an ACL? We drafted him in the 4th round, and he played half the season and he was injured again. Do you think the 49ers draft too much players that have like history of draft injuries, or do you think it is just like bad luck with the players?
Man, I just think that it's a person-to-person basis, man. Contavious Street, that's another guy who was real heavy in the locker room, man, who's very strong, who squats a tremendous amount of weight, and maybe, you know, that just has, you know, taken a toll on him. You know what I mean? I just think, you know, sometimes the ceiling of a player and the talent and what he does, what he brings to the scheme of what you do is you know, you want to take that chance. You know what I mean? And sometimes you take the chance and it works out. And sometimes you don't. You know, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 thing. And there's no player that's immune to injury. I think that's something that gets a little carried away around the NFL.
Everybody's going to get injured, bro.
Yeah, it's always possible. It's a violent game. Anybody could go down.
Yeah, man.
So you can't make your choices based on that. But what else? Yeah. What else, Justin?
That's pretty much. I think that was just my question because, you know, Lynch gets a lot of bad rep for adjusting players with injuries, like coming up to injury, like you got a bad rep off taking
But the thing is about Trent Taylor is he didn't come in and get injured, bro. He wasn't injured when he came. He was fine. His first year he was fine, and then his second year, that's when he played through the back injury, and then this past year he was having the best camp at wide receiver. Everybody was saying it.
That's why I
know guys who were personally going to the camp and saying that Trent Taylor was the guy who was standing out, and then he just got the stress fracture. You know, so
yeah.
One other thing, Justin,
between him and Kendrick, he was the best one. Between him and Kendrick Bourne at training camp that I went to, him and Kendrick Bourne were the top receivers that were the best on training camp.
That makes sense.
Time I went.
Yeah. And by the way, here's the thing, Justin. You also think about the fact that who else was really accident prone, injury prone, always injured before, and last year they drafted him. It's Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa's famous for getting hurt. He went every last game. It's always the luck of the draw. It just works that way. So, all right, fam, we got to go. We're running out of time on the program here. Let's get Kevin. Thanks, Justin. Kevin, real quick.
So that's what helps me a lot. So
Hey, Ronbo, how's it
Hey,
going?
Kevin.
Dre, what's up, my guy?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Hey, I don't have a question for you, but I enjoyed your mock draft. The only thing I was going to say about some people in the chat weren't liking the Darnay Holmes pick. And Dre, you said that he could play safety, correct? We're going to need some insurance. We need some insurance in case Jimmy Ward goes down again. You know what I'm saying? And I like Marcel Harris, but he had a few games where he was making some fundamental mistakes. And so we need somebody that can come in here and potentially replace Jimmy Ward if he gets injured again. He does have some injury history. So I like
the thing about it is, you know, a lot of people complain. Like, see, I'm a football guy. I don't just look at one conference. I don't just look at one team. I look all across the board. Darnay Holmes was probably the only player. He is the only player that was ranked in top 15 at safety and in top 10, top 15 at corner and top 10 at safety. And he brings a lot to the game. Like, I think that guy should just go and look at film, not just highlights. A lot of people look at highlights and look at the best of a player, and they don't go actually watch film and games. If you go watch a game, then you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, he's probably one of him and Chris Barnes are like, and there's a quarterback, Dorio Beckham Thomas, that they have over there at UCLA, was like the highlights of watching that team play all year. They're like the only bright spots that I've seen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think people just have to do their research. And like I said, if you look at any of his mocks, a lot of teams have him coming in and being not just a corner, but some teams want him to play safety, and then some teams think he'll be an even better nickelback. And like, you know, we don't know how much money K'Wan Williams is going to want, you know, and you bringing somebody in who's basically the same size as K'Wan, who runs a 4.48, who had nine interceptions, 18 pass breakups, 3 pick sixes. He returns kicks and punts. I mean, I like guys who are versatile and that can do more and that can offer a team more. And Darnay Holmes is that guy like that. It's like if people don't hear names that they don't know, sometimes they just don't like it, and that's their opinion. I respect it, but do your homework before you judge what I'm picking.
Let me add. Okay. Also, Kevin, it's Jimmy Ward. He's got a backup already in Tavares Moore. Marcel Harris is actually backing up Kwaski T. You know what? I'm wondering about the box. I've been wondering about that too. Although Harris seemed to make some gains last year, his biggest problem was coverage. And
that's Marcel Harris inside the box is a beast.
He had some fundamental in that New Orleans game. He couldn't tackle worth a lick.
That's what I'm saying. We got fried by that big tight end of theirs in New Orleans because of communications, because that was Harris's first game since Kwasi got hurt. And like you say, he's got some fundamental issues. But that's pretty much it in the box. I don't know. Yeah. You know, that's why I like that kid Simmons, Isaiah. I'd love to put him in that position, but we can't get him.
He's going to be going to the Panthers, man, especially with Luke Kuechly retiring. He's gone to the Panthers for sure.
Kwaski loses his job next year. If we picked up Simmons, they wouldn't even re-sign Kwaski. I could be wrong. Yeah. Kwaski might put him on the bench. I don't know. Anyway, guys, we're out of time. Hey, Kevin, good stuff, man. I'll talk to you a little later. All right?
All right, yeah, I'll call in Ronbo. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right, appreciate it, bro.
We got to, let's see. Oh, Jamie wants to know, you think we'd use edge to back up Ford. And you mentioned Blacklock has been placed on the edge before, hasn't he?
Yeah, but, you guys got to remember, look up this name, Derreck. Tuszka.
Oh, yeah, right.
I drafted us the edge. He's low. Just look him up. Please, please, to everybody out there, please look up Derek Tuszka and then comment on him tonight on Ronbo's show. Please look him up and tell me what you see. Please.
There you go.
Still.
I keep forgetting about you mentioned him and the way you talk about him. I got to see what you talk about, Dre. Because the one I could say him and the Braun guy. I looked at him too. Is it Zach Braun?
Zach Braun. Yep. He's going to go to the Seahawks, though.
What's the dude?
He's going to go to the Seahawks. He's going to go to the Seahawks. Bobby Wagner, he allowed 894 passing yards by a linebacker, which was the most in the NFL.
Bobby got smoked last year, too. Yeah, that's not unusual for
everybody
him.
was smoking him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And KJ Wright wasn't no better. Yeah.
Well, Dre, looks like we're going to go ahead and close shop here and go to the next program. Hey, but Dre,
Yep.
I mean, I knew you was going to bring fun.
Hey man, shout out to my playing partner Will, bro. Hey, I know we see, we just we diehard fans, man, that's passionate about the 49ers with two different opinions, man. But I don't want him to, I'm a hothead, you know what I'm saying? I don't want him to take that personally.
Nah, that's what we like about you, Dre. It's always fun to make passionate arguments, you know what I'm saying? And Will still got the campaign going, so you didn't break his heart.
Yeah, no,
2,000 pounds
hey, man,
squat. I can't wait to go look that up.
I could almost guarantee you Ken Law will not be a 49er, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
well, you know what?
I know you like him, bro, but
and also, Dre, Ken Law is going in the top 10. Him and Derek are hot commodities right now, according to all the mocks.
Most certainly, bro. Like, he's not gonna
unless you trade up for him.
Yeah, he's just not gonna be here, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. He's not gonna be in the red and gold, bro. You know, he's gonna be another Jadeveon Clowney. All of the college hype, and then he comes in, and it takes him 3 years to get 9 sacks. I mean, that's what
Dre, you had to throw that one little dig in to make Will crazy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, wait. And one last question. Colin Young says, your thoughts on Bryce Hall?
Oh, I love Bryce Hall. The only reason that I like Lamar Jackson over him is because Bryce Hall is 6'1", Lamar Jackson is 6'3", 215. And even though he's 2 inches taller, and he's I think Bryce Hall is 205, he's 10 pounds heavier. He still runs the sub 4.5. And Bryce Hall is more like a Cam Chancellor. I have Lamar Jackson from Nebraska, the cornerback. I have him like a Richard Sherman, but this guy can tackle. Like Sherman can tackle, but like this guy he could crack, you know, and he's great on press coverage, man. He's great on press coverage. Look up. I do a lot of Walter football. If you look up top cornerbacks in the draft on Walter football, and on one of his combine mocks, it says specifically, it's perfect for Seattle's scheme defense. That's it. Literally says that, and that's.
I know. I hate that. That's not Seattle. Everybody, Seattle became famous, but that's how you identify it, so everybody knows what you're talking about.
You know who's mocked to take him on a lot of mocks? The Seahawks.
Of course,
they're mocked to take him because he fits the Sherman mold like to a T.
And they need help badly because Flowers is going. Boy, I wish Flowers was playing with him next year.
Hey, Griffin, Debo was torching Griffin up and down the field last year.
Wasn't that him that he bit on the spin move?
Man, kill Griffin, bro. He was torching Heath ASS, bro. He was doing Kill Griffin bad.
That's how Debo does people.
Dre, it was bad, man.
Oh, Dre, we could call it. I'm telling you, Dre, good stuff. And we'll see you in just a little while. Are you ready,
hey,
Dre?
Man, y'all follow me. It's right there. Fran 49er on Twitter, man. And,
I got it.
I've been
Yes.
working on getting all of the equipment and all of the hardware and all of the stuff that I need, man. I'm gonna start coming out with content pretty soon. I've been saying it for a while, but I've really been working on it lately. So I got like 2 or 3 pieces that I need to get, and then my mic and stuff like that, and then I'll be ready to go, man.
Let's go. Check him out. I got in the description. You'll see his Twitter line handle right there. All right, Fran.
And I appreciate you, Ronbo. I really appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man, for letting all of us come on here and express our opinions, bro, about 49er football, man. It's making this time
it's a pure pleasure,
a lot easier, bro. I really appreciate you, bro, for real.
Thanks, fam.
Man. I know it takes a lot of time and energy.
It's something I don't even feel. It's just fun stuff. Appreciate you, Dre. All right, fam.
But
hey, don't forget to hit that like because you know you love Dre. All right, Dre. I'm ready for the holler. 3, 2, 1. Niners! We'll be back in just a little bit. Thanks, Dre.
All right, bro. Yes, sir.